Well, unfortunately, if we're going to be talking about external links, especially to another's YouTube video, then I'm afraid we're going to have to rely on the description below. Well, I try to implement the annotated links to, sources. So I tried to apply an annotation to Young Ye's video. Unfortunately, you're going to have to access that in the description of that video. And I also tried to, I just ended up figuring out later, because I tried to implement annotations, but I just kind of remembered that YouTube if I remember right, they announced that they went and killed it off long ago, and the starting date of effectiveness was pretty much a while ago. So I just, wow. Just remember to check the descriptions, and I was able to make sense of why I was having a hard time with the annotations. So unfortunately for the two previous videos, especially this video included anything related to news, the source links are going to be in the description. Anyway, so another news commentary, what's going on? Okay, so over the weekend, of course, this is part of news that you probably missed out on, and however, we do need to go ahead and talk about that because, really, Microsoft was in one hell of a shitstorm over the weekend, and we can all agree with that. So, over the weekend, there was an update for Windows 10 that Microsoft themselves released. However, people were having issues. As soon as people would go and restart the computer to install the update, things go to hell in a handbasket because people are having a hard time booting up Windows. And pretty much it has been, let's just say it went worldwide. It went, huge. I mean, media outlets like PC Gamer, there's ZDNet, and all these other sites were, getting a hold of this incident, and left and right they were saying, oh, this update's causing problems, this and that, and people have been warned left and right not to install this update yet and to hold off on installing that. As soon as I heard the news about the update, I was like, okay, alright, I need to find a way to hold off the updating. That there has to be a way to delay things. I was really, really nervous about that update. As soon as I heard it, I was like, oh, snap. So Microsoft goes and update the page for the Windows 10 update, which, like I said, I will have in the description below. So they did note the awareness of the situation. They noted that they're aware of the situation. However, Microsoft is claiming that anyone who has downloaded the update through Microsoft Update for Windows Home and consumer devices, and also anyone who's downloaded the update from Windows Update for Business, which is basically like the Windows 10 business thing. I don't know. Anyway, however, if you download for Windows Update for Home or Windows Update for Business, you're not going to be affected by this, so they claim. Also, on the update page, if anyone has been affected by this incident, people are to follow the instructions on this external link that has been applied to the page by Microsoft. I know this seems really, really late, but however, at the same time, I think we need to talk about this, and I think we need to be concerned with updates like this, because what if it ends up setting up a very dangerous precedent where updates are more likely to fuck up people's computers, and people could go to court with Microsoft like that last lady, which, if you remember right, sued Microsoft after that botched Windows 10 upgrade, and yeah, she won out of that. But, I mean, this thing, if it gets out of control, then there will be lawsuits going down for Microsoft. Making matters worse, if this gets out of control, also, people are going to be like, you know what, forget Windows 10, I'm just going to go to Mac OS, or I'm going to go to Linux. And however, the question about Linux and Mac is, can we install the drivers for our graphics cards, or will all our games be supported with Mac or Linux? Because here's the thing, I have no idea either or not NVIDIA drivers are available for Mac or Linux. And most importantly, I can guarantee that not all games are going to carry with us when we switch to Mac or Linux. Another thing to note about this is if it gets out of control, then PC gaming is going to be impacted greatly. And it could be to a dangerous precedent to where, alright, Windows 10 gaming is going to be out of the window because everybody's leaving that behind, and when you have more and more people leaving behind Windows 10 and switching to Mac OS and Linux, this could be very dangerous for gaming on Windows 10. And of course, while yes, we can go back to the older versions of Windows, but here's the problem. Windows 10 is made super fucking mandatory. I see games like, oh, everybody needs to go to Windows 10. There's been the new processors, if I remember right, for Intel being like, oh, you gotta go to Windows 10. And there's also been applications and all that being like, okay, go to Windows 10. There's DirectX 12, go to Windows 10. There's this, go to Windows 10. There's that, go to Windows 10. Windows 10 is starting to become this mandatory thing, and really, we need Windows 10. Whether you like it or not, we need Windows 10. However, that means Microsoft cannot be shelling out updates that are defective as hell, like the one that released over the weekend. This is very dangerous. This needs to be under control ASAP. There has to be a way to prevent this stuff from happening. There has to be a way to ensure that updates end up still getting installed. There needs to be insurance that nothing can go wrong. However, that also means that the cons when it comes to Windows 10 needs to be addressed and fixed ASAP. All of them. Nobody's perfect, nothing's perfect, we all make mistakes, but however, there is a limit, and like I said, there's no use crying over spilt milk, but that doesn't hide the fact that there is consequence over spilt milk. Especially when Microsoft's trying to pull things like trying to make Windows 10 super mandatory and make everyone go to Windows 10 by making it this mandatory. Stop worrying about Xbox One or Xbox One X and start worrying about what you have planned for Windows. Even if it means delaying Xbox One X. You have the PC market. If shit goes downhill on the PC market, you're fucked. I know I'm going really harsh, but Windows 10 is a highly mandatory operating system, and people are stuck with basically upgrading from Windows 7 or 8.1 to Windows 10, whether they like it or not. I mean, if this is going to be the case, then Microsoft's got to get it together. That is all I got to say, and I'll be looking forward to you in the next video.